April is the most electrifying and emotionally charged month of the year. So buckle up, because your life is going to look a lot different at the end of this month than it is at the beginning. Hello, I'm 𝗘𝗰𝗶𝗽𝗀𝗀, your intuitive counselor and happiness coach with your April forecast. There is so much to talk about. We have a dizzying amount of transits and astrological events happening this month. And to begin with, the very first day of the month, April Fool's Day, like a cosmic joke, Mercury goes retrograde. Yes, for 3 weeks, April 1st through April 25th, Mercury's going to be in its backspin, which means that the trickster aspect of Mercury will be more active. And it's not only that. We are in eclipse season as well. 2 weeks between eclipses. We always have eclipses in pairs, a full moon and new moon eclipse, and the space in between them, those 2 weeks in between them, are known as an eclipse portal, eclipse season. And that amplifies energy. It's like putting your finger in a socket. Everything just feels so high octane and so big and so energetically amped up. Of course, like I said, too, emotionally charged. Because what do eclipses do? Eclipses bring up things into your consciousness that have been eclipsed, that have been buried in your subconscious or unconscious, things that you haven't been dealing with, things that have been repressed for many, many years, most likely, because eclipses are associated with the nodes of the moon, the lunar nodes of destiny. The north node of the moon is our dharma, where we are collectively heading. The south node is our karma, things that we're moving away from. Not necessarily because we have done something wrong. It's just there are patterns that need to be corrected. Maybe you've relied too much on those things. So our south node of the moon is in Libra. That's the kind of energy we're moving away from collectively. And the north node, our dharma, where we're headed to, is in Aries. So we're moving away from Libran shadow patterns into the positive energy of Aries. You're moving away from patterns and habits and tendencies where you overgive, where you accommodate other people's needs, where you pretend everything's okay even when it isn't. Really, as empaths, that's like all of us do that, right? So you're going to be dealing with those parts of your life where you are an overgiver, where you aren't thinking of your needs. Because Aries, the very first sign of the zodiac, the trailblazer, the pioneer, has to think of themselves. You have to have enough confidence in your vision, in your dynamic essence, so that you can move forth in a way that hasn't been done before. Spring energy, which is what the Aries archetype is, whether you're in the northern or southern hemisphere, is all about pushing through the roots, pushing through the earth to become a sprout, a flower, a tree, whatever. But you have to have that dynamism and belief in yourself and courage. And that collectively is what we're all working on now. And the energy that you're moving away from is peace and harmony in relationships in a way that doesn't benefit you. And we're in Aries season until the 19th. There is so much energy in Aries right now, including that Mercury retrograde. So retrogrades always get you to go back. They're a more internal process. We tend to think of Mercury retrograde as communication snafus or technical glitches or that kinds of things. It's so much more than that, because Mercury is your mind and how you communicate. It governs communication and transportation, which is why, of course, you should definitely do those things where you are checking things, making sure that you dot your I's and cross your T's, and really don't overbook yourself in those ways, and watch how you speak, because Mercury retrograde in Aries can be very sharp and hurtful. and a kind of war of the words, right? So now that we have that during this eclipse season, where everyone's shadow emotions are bubbling to the surface, and you have Mercury not at its best, tripping over itself, seemingly moving backwards, you can get into periods where you feel incredibly frustrated, where you feel angry or say something out of anger, where you're noticing that you're frustrated more, or that you're dealing with anger in a way that you haven't before, that you find yourself more angry, because that's part of what that Aries energy is. Aries is about showing you where you need to put yourself first. It's not selfish, it's self-directed, self-preserving, self-motivated, right? So when your boundaries are crossed, or when you allow other people to disrupt your boundaries, you're going to find yourself angry. If you find yourself disrespected, you're going to feel angry. This is coming up for you now, to recognize the shadow element of the Libra, the over-accommodating, harmony in relationships, at what price. You're recognizing aspects of yourself that maybe have been suppressed or repressed. And your anger is an indication of what's going on, that something's not right, that something needs to change. And everything about this month is about big, major changes. Eclipses often bring fateful karmic endings and fateful new beginnings. And with this Aries Libra eclipse, most likely a chapter in your life relating to a relationship is ending or beginning. Because maybe you feel differently, or maybe it's just time to move on. Time to learn how to relate to yourself and others and the world in a whole new way, in a pioneering way. Not even because you did anything wrong, just because your soul is ready to step into the next phase of your evolution. Your soul comes here with a very strong intention to learn certain lessons and to express your gifts. So it's ready to express your gifts and your unique essence in a very new way. And this may come to a head or resolution on the new moon solar eclipse on April 8th. First of all, it's going to be a visual sensation. And what's extraordinary about this eclipse, aside from the visual spectacle, we have so much energy in Aries. So we have the sun, the moon, and then personal planet Mercury, which is going to be retrograde, and Venus in Aries, plus, and this is so important, the north node of the moon, our destiny, right? And Chiron. Chiron, the wounded healer. Chiron in Aries, which will be exact 19 degrees, the same as the sun and the moon. It's not exactly 19 degrees, but it's exactly conjunct the sun and the moon. So 19 degrees, 19 is a very special number in numerology. It's a karmic lesson number teaching you about independence. 1 is beginnings, 9 is endings. So there's that sense of ending and beginning, because if you add 1 plus 9 as well, you get another 1. This is teaching you the same lessons that Aries is teaching you, which is about standing up for yourself, standing on your own 2 feet, believing in yourself, not feeling uncomfortable about your power and your leadership. And this is exact Chiron with the sun and moon in the eclipse. This is so profound and so amazing. It's almost hard to describe into words. So Chiron in Aries is about your identity wounds. Where have you been wounded? Where you've been afraid to speak up for yourself? Where you're afraid to be shiny? Where you're afraid to claim your power? Where you're afraid to be a leader? Where maybe you have dimmed your light, just like in an eclipse, because you're afraid of what attention will come to you, because you associate attention with negative attention. So now you are learning the beauty and the power of standing up for yourself, for making yourself a priority, for realizing that taking care of yourself and honoring yourself and expressing yourself is a gift, and it's not selfish at all. And that you must take care of yourself first in order to be a light in the world. And all that is happening on April 8th, that eclipse. And you are going to feel those reverberations throughout the entire year, but especially throughout the month and the next few months. And on top of that, we have the most dramatic celestial event of the year also happening this month, April 20th, right after the sun moves into Taurus, which will happen April 19th. On April 20th, we have a conjunction between Jupiter, the planet of expansion, and Uranus, the planet of awakening and dramatic change and truth and revolution. They're coming together in Taurus, and the sun's going to be in Taurus there too. So the energy really has a shift from this Aries energy to this Taurus, which grounds things, which is about your values, which is about everything related to values. Also the material world and earth and the beauty of earth and how you enjoy earth is Taurus. This day is going to be dramatic and dramatically different for everyone. With Jupiter expanding this planet of shakeups in the sign of the earth, it will be literal and metaphorical earthquakes. I would not be surprised if we had some kind of earthquake type of thing happening in the real world, like the physical world. And in your world, what kind of things are being shaken up to liberate you? Because that is ultimately what this Jupiter conjunct Uranus and Taurus is about. Taurus is what you value, including your self-worth and how you attract money and security and material things into your life. So there's a shakeup of your self-worth, maybe your net worth, maybe how the two are connected. There'll definitely be some shakeups in our stock market. So that and Mercury retrograde combined are not good for big financial ventures or things that are risky. You don't want to do that this month, okay? And this is one of the reasons too, you don't want to make large purchases while Mercury is retrograde, especially in Aries, which can be impulsive and hot-headed. You want to take your time and reflect on things. You want to take your time and revisit what's important to you. It's a time of great impulsivity now, and you don't want to be impulsive. And things are going to be shaken up in our finances, our economy, and maybe our ecology, in the way we do things, technology. There's going to be so much change this month. You want to stay grounded. So use that Taurus energy to be grounded and to stay grounded. Can you see or feel just how big this month is? It is a turning point, it is a pivot point, and it is a new chapter in your life. So how do you navigate this psychically charged energy? I have 3 action steps for you. Your first action step is to schedule space in your calendar. This is definitely one of those months filled with surprises, unexpected events. This is a month where life will happen to you in a big way. and you want to be prepared for whatever comes up. So you don't want to overbook yourself. You never want to do with Mercury retrograde. You never want to do that even with an eclipse, and the two combined, especially with all this like impulsive, fiery Aries energy. You just want to create time and space in your calendar. It doesn't mean you can't do something big or important. Actually, you're being called to do something big and important, right? But you want to take your time with it. You want to leave room for whatever comes up. And you want to have time every day to process and calm your nervous system and to get in touch with yourself and ask yourself, what is going on? What is going on inside of me? Because Mercury retrograde especially is getting you to rethink and refeel your old wounds, especially around anger, overgiving, that kind of thing. Okay, I think that's clear. Leave time and space for yourself. Your second action step is to channel your anger constructively. This is like volcano energy. And you want to resist being too impulsive. You want to resist saying things in a hot-headed way or a sharp way. If you're feeling elevated and you're feeling full of emotion that's not quite joyful and could possibly hurt someone or have you say something that you won't really like that you said it later, you want to take your time and pull back from it. And then feel that anger in your body and let it breathe out of you. Breathe into it and let that anger move through you, out of your limbs. You can put it into the earth to be transmuted, and you can breathe into it. You can write about it. You can talk it out in a safe way, but don't be impulsive about it. And whatever you do, don't hurt yourself or other people with words or actions that you can't take back. Breathe, process, honor your emotions. Don't try to pretend they're not there. Let them move through you. You can feel them as physical sensations moving through your body. Get yourself to a place where you can communicate, it's Mercury retrograde, in a way that is direct, yet not hurtful. It's very important, actually, that you learn to communicate your feelings directly. And that is one of the things that Mercury retrograde in Aries is teaching you, just not hurtful. And that brings us to action step number 3, which is to take things spiritually, not personally. Right now, you have lessons coming up for you, spiritual lessons that are long in the making. If you feel harmed or betrayed or disrespected in any way, you have to ask yourself, how have I done that to myself? Where have I not listened to my intuition? Where have I suppressed or repressed my power? Where have I given my power to other people? Where have I not listened to a voice within me telling me to make a change? All of these things are coming up for you right now. Not to punish you, but to help you make changes. Oftentimes, we don't make changes until we're forced to make changes. So, if something happens that brings up a strong emotion, definitely don't beat up on yourself. And don't even beat up on the people associated with it. Everybody is here in this synthesis to help you grow spiritually as a soul. And if something's happening to you or about you or for you in this moment that's bringing up something very uncomfortable, it's most likely healing something much, much deeper than this immediate situation is bringing up. Even something very kind of seemingly trivial, like let's say you're in the grocery store and everybody's cut you off. People are walking in front of you. People are walking in front of you in the line. And you're like, what? Am I not even here? Why is everybody doing this to me? See, that seems very trivial. But maybe it's something where you're not allowing yourself to take up space. You're not putting your needs first. You're not letting your needs be the most important thing in your life. And you see how something like that could even bring up something so much deeper? It seems trivial, but it's really deep when you look at these situations from a level of spiritual learning and spiritual lessons. So everything that's happening for you and coming up for you this month, you really want to ask yourself, what is this teaching me about how I treat myself or mistreat myself? How I'm disowning my power? How I'm over-accommodating other people? Pay attention. There's a very, very deep lesson for you. And one of my passions, and really a big part of my soul purpose, is not just teaching astrology and numerology. I've been doing intuitive readings for over 27 years, and the things that my guides show me is so much about your soul lessons, your soul contracts, why things happen to you, and what you can do to heal them. And that's why I'm introducing my new 6-month Soul Salon, which is a 6-month healing journey with me, where every month we're going to go through another aspect of your soul contracts and your soul lessons. We're going to go through healing. You're going to understand more about why things happen to you, what some of your pre-birth agreements are, why seemingly random things happen to you that are here to help you heal. This is a 6-month journey, and I've made it very easy for you. It's just 90 minutes a month, and you can find out more about this incredible experience using the link below, or you can go to 𝗏𝗡𝗅𝑖samuels.com/soul-salon. So find out more about that using the link below in the description. And if you want to get an experience of what that's like, some of the lessons and the healings that we're going to be going through, I have a free eclipse magic healing event that we did, and you can find that using the link below too. This is going to be an incredible month full of transformation, full of enlightenment, and really it's changes all for the best. It may feel a bit buzzy and wild while it's happening, but I guarantee you, your soul is delighting in the experience because you are stepping into another phase of your spiritual evolution. So I hope that I've helped you understand what's happening in your life right now and navigate it with grace and joy and enthusiasm. And if you have enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and like and subscribe to this channel. I have so much more to share with you. I am wishing you a most incredible April and beyond. Lots of love. Bye for now.